Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I want to give you guys my final thoughts on the new Too Faced highlighters. I have two of them that I purchased. I purchased Blinded by the Light and then You Light Up My Life. So the You Light Up My Life is the more golden one and Blinded by the Light is the more like almost like a pearl color. So what I want to do is go ahead and first of all let you guys know a little bit of information that Too Faced claims about these products, what they say about these products. So it says, turn on your love light. Too Faced co-founder and chief creative officer Jared Blandino was inspired to capture the ethereal glow that occurs only when a woman is in love. So he went to Italy to discover exclusive liquid to powder formula that enables light reflecting pigments to float in the powder. Unlike traditional press powders that crush the pearls during the pressing process, our innovative technology keeps the pearls spherical so that they are able to reflect the light from any angle. So, in other words, this is supposed to be a highlight that you're supposed to be able to see no matter where you put it on, how you put it on, you're supposed to be able to see it. So, application, they're telling you for a natural looking highlight that you're supposed to use the Mr. Right brush. I don't have that brush, but pretty much what that is more of like a brush like the Real Techniques or the Luxie one here. Both of these will be fine for applying it. You want a more dense brush to apply this product with. It says for a more intense highlight, use a flat buki brush. So this is just a flat buki brush, pretty much just like a kabuki brush that's flat. So pretty much this is it. Or a flat foundation brush is what they want you to do. So you want a dense brush for sure when you're using these products because they are very firmly pressed into the pan. So let's go over it real quick. I'll show you what they look like. Of course, if you haven't seen them yet, this is You Light Up My Life and it's the golden one, and I'll show you guys the inside of it. The inside looks like this. It's a very pretty color, but the problem is it does not match my skin tone. Maybe you guys a close up of it so you can see. It does not match my skin tone. So for me, this one is a fail, not because of the product itself, because there are reasons why it fails because of the product itself, but also because this color just doesn't look good on me. So I'll go ahead and swatch it for you guys. And you want to be careful swatching these because they are made of like a baked gelée type of product. You want to be careful because you're going to get hard pan on these. Mine, I don't know if you can tell it or not, has already got hard pan, which is really unfortunate, but that happens with baked gelée products. I don't know why that happens, but I just know it does. So I'll go ahead and swatch this for you. It swatches beautifully. Like when you put this on your hand, like you will see, like it's just, I mean, that's a gorgeous highlight. But putting it on your face, it doesn't show up quite as bright on me, and I don't know if it's because of my skin tone or my texture. I have no idea, but when I put it on, it just doesn't show up, and when it does show up, it just looks a little odd on my skin. The next one is, of course, the Blinded by the Light. Blinded by the Light is in this packaging right here. Love the packaging. I think they did an excellent job on the packaging, which I think Too Faced always kind of knocks it out of the park with their packaging. I think that's what draws us all in. It's because it's like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I really like that. So they have the most adorable packaging. So here's what it looks like on the inside. This, of course, again, like I said, does get hard pan. This one has hard pan too, as you can tell on it. I don't really know that you can really prevent that with a baked gelée type of product. The only thing I can suggest is don't go in it with wet brushes. Don't go with wet fingers. Try not to do that. Try not to do finger swatches too much with it because that's going to help. I mean, it's going to make it get hard pan faster. So those are just a couple tips I know to tell you. But other than that, I don't think you can really prevent hard pan in a baked gelée type of product. So here is the Blinded by the Light. I'm sorry. Yeah, Blinded by the Light. So there's Blinded by the Light and this is You Light Up My Life. So both of them side by side, as you can tell, they're completely different colors. So what I like about them, to be honest with you though, is I like a more natural type of highlight. So if you're looking for that banging type of highlight, this ain't it. This is not going to give you a banging highlight. This is more of a, not really a glow from within because you can definitely see it, but it's more of a natural, like a subtle highlight. So that's what I kind of like about it, but I don't like the gold because I feel like you can't really see that on my skin tone, and I'm not that deep of a skin tone. I feel like it's hard to see it on my skin tone for some reason. It's just not my favorite. Now, out of formulation wise, I feel like both of these are formulated the same. I don't see a difference when I'm swatching them, when I'm touching them, except for when I apply them. I feel like the gold does not apply as well as what the more pearly one does. So for me, I would say something is off with the formula in the gold one, but that could just be me. That could be my skin tone, could be my skin type. I don't know. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and apply them for you guys. Apply these guys for you guys. So I'm going to use the Luxie tapered highlighting brush for both of these. I'm going to clean it off and we'll use it for both. So let's start with You Light Up My Life. Actually, let's start on this side over here. We're going to start with Blinded by the Light. I'm sorry, Blinded by the Light. We're We're going to start with that and then swirl your brush in. And when you're swirling your brush in, you just want to kind of swirl it like this. You don't want to go big circles. You don't really need to do that. It's not necessary. And you can definitely tell there's product on my brush here. I'll show you. So you can definitely tell there's product on my brush. So now we're going to go ahead and just apply it onto my cheeks. So as you can see, it's showing up a little bit, but it's not showing up drastic. It's not one of those highlights that you're like, I guess you could say like a Becca highlight, where Becca is like, you put it on and you can definitely tell you have a highlight on. This one is more like I say, like it's not super strong. It's not a super strong highlight. Now let's show you the difference if I apply it with the kabuki brush. So there was with more of just a standard brush, standard highlighting brush. Now let's do the kabuki brush, because they're telling you that if you use a kabuki type of brush, that you can get a more extreme highlight. So we're going to go in and do the same thing, circular motions with it, and then we're going to apply it. So again, I can definitely tell that it's a little bit brighter. You can definitely see it a lot more now with the kabuki brush. I think that they're definitely right. If you want a more intense highlight, definitely use a kabuki brush. If you want a more subtle highlight, use a typical highlighting brush, but it has to be a little bit more dense, the brush does. I wouldn't want a real flexible type of highlighting brush. You'd want a very dense brush. So now let's do the same thing with the You Light Up My Life. I couldn't think of the names. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side of my cheeks. So as you can tell, I really love this color. Out of the two, this is my favorite. I really like that one. This one, not so much, to be honest with you. I don't love it. So I'm going to clean my brush off so that you can tell that I'm cleaning it. I'm going to use my little Environmental color switch. This is perfect for cleaning your brushes in between different products. So if you want to use two different products, you can go in between. Now let's go ahead and swatch this one with not swatch, but get some on the brush with this. So there it is. As you can see, I'm doing the same thing, just going in circular motions, and you can definitely see it on my brush. I'll show you guys. You can definitely see it on my brush. So where we've got product, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to apply it onto my cheeks. And wow, see, I don't know, something about the color of it, for me, is just not working. It doesn't look like, you know, maybe it's because I have so much yellow in my skin that this gold is not looking so good with my yellow that I have in my skin. I don't know. But I just know when I put it on, I just don't see it. It's like this one here, I feel like I can see a lot more. It's a lot more intense. And not that I like an intense highlight, but I like one that you can definitely tell that you put one on. I don't want to look like I'd made no effort whatsoever. So now let's do the same thing with the kabuki brush. We're going to go in and make it more intense. Now with the kabuki brush, I will say that if you go in with the kabuki brush, you can definitely see the gold. But with the other one, I just feel like you can't really see it. But with the white one, I could see it. I don't know if you could see it, but I could definitely see it. So now let's do the kabuki brush. So do the same thing, swirl it in here like that, get it onto my brush, and then now we're going to swatch it onto my cheekbones. The high points of your cheek, so you can see it. I don't know, can you see it on my cheek? You want to kind of swirl these in like a circular motion too as you're putting them on. If you swirl it in a circular motion, you can get a little bit more pigmentation out of it. But I don't know, what do you think, guys? Do you like the gold on me? Do you think it looks bad? I don't know. For me, I just don't like the gold. I really like the more pearly one. For me, I just think it looks better on my skin tone. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not seeing it out of someone else's perspective. Now, okay, so for me, the final thoughts on these is that I think that they're good. I don't think that they're terrible. However, I don't think that they're worth the price that they're charging for these. These are $30. I think that's really pricey for a highlighter. I think if you're looking for an expensive highlighter, I would check Becca first. I'm not trying to like shade anybody or anything, but I think Becca has a better type of highlighter. I think her highlighters are a little more pigmented, where you can build them up too, though. You can build them up to extreme intensity, or you can start out and kind of go in with a lighter hand and go make them a little bit lighter on your face. These, I just feel like they're nice, but I think that they take a lot of effort. I think you're going to have to like work with these because they're a big gelée type of formulation. You're going to have to be careful with them. You're going to have to use specific types of brushes on these. You can't just use whatever brush you want to. So I just feel like they're a lot of work. They're like, I don't know. I feel like they're just a lot of work to use for a highlighter. So for me, I'm going to keep both of them because I do enjoy using them, but I don't think I can recommend them and say that they're something that's an absolute positive buy that you should go spend your money on, because I think what you need to do is go into the store and swatch them for yourself and see how they look on your skin tone, because I think they're going to look differently on everybody's skin tones. I know a lot of people I've seen on YouTube have liked this gold on their skin tone, but for some reason on me, I just don't know what it is about it. It just, maybe I'm wrong. You tell me, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it looks bad on me? I don't know. So now I do want to tell you I did find one dupe. I cannot find a dupe for the You Light Up My Life. I can't find a dupe for that whatsoever because it's a very unique shade of gold. I don't have anything that dupes it in my personal collection. Now as for the Blinded by the Light, I do have a dupe. So let's swatch this with my finger first, and then I'll show you guys side by side the dupe that I found for this. So here it is on my finger. And then we're going to swatch it here. So there is Blinded by the Light. I keep getting their names mixed up. Blinded by the Light, there's what it looks like on my hand swatched. Now the dupe I found for it is this e.l.f. one. So it's a very affordable one. So if this is the one that I love, if you're looking at that one too, this is a dupe. So this is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in the shade Moonlight Pearls. So there's what it looks like. Of course, it's a baked highlighter, so it's going to be a little bit more harder. When you get a baked product from e.l.f., you're going to have to kind of scrape off a little bit of the layer, and then you're going to get down to the nitty and gritty, and you're going to love the product, I promise you. So here's what it looks like on my finger. I did clean it using this. I cleaned my finger first. So now we're going to swatch it beside that one so you can see whether or not you think that they're dupes too, the way that I do. So there's what they look like side by side swatched. In my opinion, I say they're dupes. They're off by just a teeny tiny little bit, but when you put them on, I don't think you're going to notice a difference. For example, I'll go ahead and let me clean my brush. I'll go ahead and do the baked e.l.f. highlighter on down my nose, and then there you can kind of compare it to the side of my cheek so you can see how it looks on the skin. The same thing for this e.l.f. one. For the baked, I feel like you go in and do it kind of circular motion like that, and you're going to get it on your brush, and then we're going to take it down my nose. So I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it definitely, to me, it definitely looks the same. Even on the skin, it looks the same swatched. I feel like it's a dupe. So if you want to save some money, because that's what, like $3, and this is $30, so it's 10 times the price for this, and you can get a dupe. I'd recommend getting the e.l.f. over the Too Faced, but since I already have it and I've used it, I don't want to send it back because I do like it. I don't hate it. It's just not, I'm not in love with it. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions on these little highlighters, whether or not you think that they're worth picking up. Let me know, and let me know, do you think you're going to get the e.l.f. dupe? I think it's a dupe. Let me know, do you think it is a dupe? Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.